Okay, there we go. That should work. Hello, everyone. Soul Commodore back at you again with a little bit of a laggy webcam. Hopefully, it doesn't lag too much because I'm trying to get this to work. The actual I'm trying to get my phone to work as a webcam, but for whatever reason, the app's not working for me today. But welcome back. We actually have OBS running. So if you'll bear with me, I'm just going to do a little housekeeping to start with while we're chatting, just so I can get my alerts and everything up. And then we can get started with what we're doing, which is we're going to be taking apart some more canvases. But I hope you all are having a good day. Please let me know how the audio is, if it's too loud, too quiet. Um, I noticed I was peaking a little bit there, so I did drop it a little. But yeah, let me know how the music's coming through, if I need to turn down the volume on that or turn it up. Yeah, just let me know. Um, all right, what am I looking for? I am looking for browser source alerts. Haha, there we go. Um, Now, I'm going to come over here. Again, please, please bear with me. We're kind of getting back to the swing of things. I did want this all to be kind of ready to go, but unfortunately, that's not how it always works. But that's okay. There we go. Okay, so we're going to set up our alert box now. I think I had it at 200, and I don't know, something like that. Oh no, that wasn't it. That was not it at all. I think I had it down here though. So let's just test that out real quick. Ooh, that does not look good. Okay, uh, make that 200 and make that 600. So for those of you who don't know, basically I was in the process of I had all this stuff set up, and then my computer conked out on me, and then basically I lost I had a lot of stuff backed up, like I have all my overlays and all that stuff backed up, but I lost how everything looked. Okay, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Okay. Um, so basically, I just have to set all this stuff up again, which is annoying, but what are you going to do, right? Um, what are you going to do? So now let's see if I can get the chat box set up to go. Um, and we're going to have this over on the left side of the screen. Um, okay, browser. Chat box one. Which I'm going to call this chat box art. There we go. Okay, properties. And we're going to move this down. And actually, I'm going to change this a little bit. We're going to make the length 1000 and the height 350. Should give us a little bit more to work with. Okay, there we go. Now we'll just test this out, make sure it works. Hey, it did work. Excellent. It's a little small to read though. Um, Maybe I just make it a little bigger. Yeah, we'll actually snap it to the bottom of the screen. There we go. Um, and I'm gonna make the height 250 actually. There we go. We're gonna do the same thing with the alerts. Actually, I'm gonna decrease the size of this a little bit. Let's go back to 800. See how that works. All right, we're rebuilding things here. We're working it out. We're figuring it out. Okay. I think I'll just leave it at that. Um, okay. So let's swing the camera around, and we will start taking some stuff apart. And again, hopefully my webcam starts behaving a bit. Oh, there we go. All right, I'm not gonna mess with that too much, because I don't want to lose the entire stream, basically. Um, Speaking of, let me go in here to the creator dashboard because I didn't start that before the stream started. Okay, stream manager. Okay, what I'm gonna do, and I apologize, because we're starting off with this. Um, but what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to run a minute of ads so that we don't have a lot of ad interruptions later on. Um, so I'm just going to go to my Be Right Back screen, and we will run a minute of ads, and then we'll come back. And when we come back, I'll actually have the camera facing this way, and I'll have some paintings ready to go. So bear with me, everybody, and stay tuned. Okay, we're back. All right. So, like I said, we are going to. I'm going to turn this music down just a little bit. There. Hopefully, that's better. Okay. Like I said, we are going to be taking apart some of these paintings that I've done. And the reason we're taking them apart is because for storage reasons. There are a lot of paintings here. You'll see, like over here, there's like a whole bunch of them just leaning up against the wall. Those are really big. These ones are smaller. These are just 2 feet by 2 feet. But we need to take these apart so that I can actually have some space in this studio to work. So we'll do that. Where's my tool? There it is. And I'm just using this staple remover tool because I do staple all of my pieces. Um, some people like using the tacks as opposed to staples. I know there are a number of art conservators who much prefer the tacks to staples, but I do not have the patience to just tack a whole bunch of tacks onto the back of a canvas. Staples are much faster and much more convenient, so that's what I use. So you just, like I showed before, you just kind of slip the tool underneath the staple, kind of wiggle it back and forth, and then you kind of compress this part here to pull the staple out. Simple as that. It's a kind of a tedious process, but it's not too bad. I really can't complain too much. In some ways, it's actually more annoying to actually staple the piece in than it is to take the pieces out. Come on. Sometimes you get some that are a little stubborn, but that's all right. There we go. And much like a knife, you should try not to actually angle the thing towards you because what just happened is it slipped and I kind of just it didn't break the skin or anything, but I did stab myself in the thumb. So we're going to be smart and actually angle this thing away from us. That one dropped on the floor. That's all right. Sweep it up later. There you go. So my goal is by the end of stream to have all 5 of the remaining 2x2s undone like this. That's my hope. And then the next time we get together, we'll tackle some of the really big ones. The 4x4s and 3x4s and 6x4s. But I hope you all are having a good weekend so far. It's been a kind of a low key weekend for me. So like I haven't really done too well. That's not true. I I replaced the brakes on my car. Um, I wanted to replace the rotors too, but I couldn't. Um, some of the bolts to actually take off the old rotors were stripped, and I couldn't get a hold of them to actually like take them off. So I have to take my car into the garage to get the rotors replaced. But all the brake pads are new, which is really nice. And then of course I put my winter tires on because this is Canada and winter is coming. It's gonna snow sooner or later. Actually, there were a couple of flurries yesterday while I was putting my winter tires on. It wasn't anything big. It was the equivalent of like just kind of like spitting rain, where there's just a few flakes falling here and there. But I was able to get it done. This is my first time ever attempting to uh, do my brakes, so I felt fairly accomplished. I like to do as much as I can on my car by myself. Uh, because I've changed my tires before plenty of times. But I really do like to try and do things myself if I can. And once I looked up the process of doing brakes, like doing the first set of front and rear brakes like took a little longer, just because I was watching YouTube videos to like make sure I was doing it right, not unscrewing the correct things. But once I got the hang of it, the second side went much quicker, with again the exception of the rotors taking longer. Well, taking longer because I couldn't actually get them off. Um, my rotors aren't warped or anything, so it's not like my car is like rattling whenever I put on my brakes or anything. It's still like smooth braking, but I could tell that the one rotor especially is ready to go. It needs to be replaced. And then the second one isn't as bad, but at least they're not warped yet. So I've got some time. And then later on today, my wife and I having some friends over, the same friends who actually live downstairs in the basement apartment. Um, they're going to come up and help us put up our Christmas tree and decorate it. And we're going to have some hot chocolate and some Christmas cookies and some pizza. So that should be a good time. Okay, here we go. We're getting toward the end of this. Just 1.5 sides to go. Now you may be wondering why so many of the edges of this canvas are frayed. Um, like it's very, very frayed. That's because this is raw canvas. Now on other paintings where the canvas has been primed, like a lot of the times the edges are cleaner, even though this is also raw canvas here, like on this edge. But because it's been primed, the canvas is a little tighter and it holds the threads together a little better. Whereas this, even though there's paint on it, there's no gesso on it. So the canvas on the edges is kind of free to fray like that. Now, it's not in any danger of actually unfraying the entire painting. At least I don't think so. But, um, it's that's one of the things about painting on raw canvas. I don't usually paint on raw canvas, but there was a good deal on it, so I got a roll of raw canvas and decided not to gesso it. I just decided to, go with it. There we go. Sometimes getting these staples out is a quick exercise, and sometimes it is not. But this one's going pretty quick. This one's going fairly all right. Here we go. I'm gonna have to look up and see what I can do about my webcam lagging on stream. Hopefully it's not affecting the sound at all. But if it is, feel free to let me know. Okay. So we're getting to that last corner. There we go. And, oh, why did I staple this one that way? That's weird. Sometimes I wonder why I staple these things the way that I do. But, hey, that's all right. And now we've just got 4 left, unless I missed one, in which case we'll have a little bit more to do. But I don't think I missed any on this one. Okay, there we go. Now, let me just, I'm just gonna grab my phone real quick and look up the name of this one. There were over 100 pieces in this show that I did, so I have a pretty good grasp on what all the names were, but some of them I don't completely remember, so bear with me while I look up. Because what I do is, once I take this off, I tape around it to keep it secure. Viscous, that's what it was called. And then I just write the name of the piece on the tape so that I know which piece it was. But there it is. That's viscous. There's a lot of light coming in from the window. Actually, let me see if I can close these blinds. Get a little bit less glare. There we go. Here we go. That's viscous. And then we just roll it up. And then in the future, if we need to put it back on a stretcher, we just do that. I'm not keeping these stretchers just because I have nowhere to store them, and the wood isn't super expensive. I just use like thin pieces of basically pine. And just roll it up like so. Just like that. Grab a piece of tape. Just gonna tape around it. Like so. And where's my marker? There it is. And there we go. Got the name on there, Viscous. All right, on to the next one. Which one we got here? Ooh. Smoky guy. Which I believe this piece was called Smoke, if I remember correctly. Yes. This one is Smoke. All right, so let's start again. Now, I like pulling out the center, the centers of these first, rather than starting in the corner. I don't really know why. It doesn't really matter all that much, but I do like starting in the center rather than on a corner. Maybe because there's a lot more staples in the corners, and I want to start off with something easy before I got to deal with all of those. There we go. I know that this is a riveting content, but the sooner I get a lot of these undone, the sooner we can get back to actually painting something in this space, and drawing stuff in this space as well. Um, Actually, my wife has asked that I actually do a 24 by 36 for our living room to match up with another piece that we have that's going up in the living room that I did. Sort of like complementary pieces. So the sooner we get all this cleaned up, the sooner I can start on that. And then get to work on the new show concept that I have for a new body of work, which I've done a couple of pieces for so far, but it's going to be all about the self and how we don't always feel comfortable with ourselves, and we don't always feel like we belong or fit in, and we're always just kind of trying to find ourselves in who we are. Um, and that show's title is going to be Anybody But Myself. Because I think we all have moments in our lives where we wish we were anybody except ourselves. And things would be easier if we weren't who we are. So it's going to be dealing with a lot of that. But yeah. I just realized that my arm is really sore from all the work I was doing yesterday on my car. So this may be a shorter stream today. Might only be an hour. But that's all right. Yeah. Come on. There we go. Sometimes these are a little stubborn, but it's all right. Come on. There we go. One thing that is kind of nice about having to get a new computer is I can be fairly well organized when I want to be, but it's not my default setting. I work pretty well in disorganization, so it's not always my default setting. But having to redo all this stuff on OBS, for a long time, like I had wanted to kind of like reorder and reorganize my my scenes. I wanted to reorder the folders or reorganize the folders where I kept all my stream elements. You know, like stuff like overlays and all that kind of stuff. But I didn't really have a way to do so, per se. Or not that I didn't have a way to do so. What am I saying? I never really afforded myself the time to like actually go in and like reorganize everything so that it's cleaner. But now I have the chance to do that. and to like rename things so that they make more sense. So until our friends get here, that's probably what I'm going to do after stream, is kind of like get everything organized again. And actually, I have 4 external hard drives, so I'm probably going to go in there and you know, go through any duplicates and reorganize that as well, which I think would be a good idea. Thankfully, I had backed up everything on my previous laptop. Like, obviously, like you can't take programs with you. You can take the executables with you, but you can't like just put the like transfer the programs over onto your external hard drive in terms of like in their completed state, which is why like I couldn't just upload OBS and have everything the way that it was. You know, I have to kind of redo everything from scratch. But at least I have all my overlays saved. I have all my emotes saved. Like the emotes should be fine because they're uploaded onto Twitch, but I have all of the base images and all that backed up. It's just a matter of putting them all back on here, you know? That one fell on the floor. There it is. Yeah. Dang. Oh well. Okay, are there any staples hidden under that? There is one hidden under that. Ugh. There we go. We only have, after this one, just one staple left. Here we go. Okay, so that should be it, unless I missed one. Oh, I missed 2 of them. Oh no. Shame on me. There we go. All right. There we go. That's all done. So flip this off to the side. And we will say goodbye to smoke. We try to roll this as cleanly as possible so we avoid any sort of creases or anything on the face of the painting, because creases are not your friend. Other than these creases here, Because these will actually, when I go to restretch this, this will tell me where the original border was, which will be handy. But there'll always be some wrinkles and all that. But if you stretch it tight enough, it won't be a problem. So take a piece of tape, and around we go. All right. And smoke. There we go. All right. I think we're going to do one more, and then I'm going to call it a stream just because my hand is sore. But that's okay, because we are moving on to... Oh, there was some extra plastic on this one as well. Moving on to my favorite piece in the entirety of The Quiet Part Out Loud, which was the solo show that I did. This is my favorite piece out of the entire show, and I'll talk a little bit more about that while we're doing this. Just untape it. Move this plastic over. I'll just fold this up. All right, here we go. This is growth. This is my favorite piece in the show because this image, I had wanted to do this image ever since I was in university, which was over a decade ago. But when I was in university, I didn't feel comfortable enough doing figure work to actually do this. But this image, even before I had the concept of The Quiet Part Out Loud, which is all about grief and the different ways that grief manifests, including physically, in kind of an abstract way. I had wanted to do this painting for years, and finally I thought, well, if there's ever a time to do it, it's for this show. So I did. So it makes me a little bit sad that I'm putting it away, but it's also a necessity, and it won't be put away forever. It's also been immortalized online because, I posted it online and all that. So it exists in that space as well. There we go. Now I'll flip it so that I don't stab myself. Now, if you don't have, if you're interested in doing this, like you have a bunch of pieces that you want to take apart, and you don't have this tool, which I got off of Amazon, I think, for, I don't know, it wasn't that expensive. But if you don't have one of these, of course, you can use alligator clips, which on the last stream, a friend of the channel, Laya Lurian, mentioned that alligator clips are more fun because, you get to, like, pinch them like teeth. But they are more difficult. It is more difficult to get the staples out that way. But if you don't have that, you could always use, well, I would use a blunt knife, like a butter knife, to kind of like pry them out. Or you can use needle nose pliers, or, any sort of like flat, like a flat end screwdriver, just something that can get up underneath the staple. and kind of pry it out. If you're feeling really ambitious, you could always use a crowbar. I don't know why you would, but you could, I guess. The possibilities aren't limitless, but there's a bunch of stuff you can do if you don't have this tool here. I think they call it an ergonomic staple remover. I think that's what the name was. Don't quote me on that though, but it is fairly comfortable the way that it fits in your hand. And it does give you enough leverage to actually pull the things out. It also helps if you don't use like super deep staples. Like these are that's the depth of the staples that I use. You know, you can get longer ones, but they're not super necessary for something like this. All right, making good headway on this. Oh, that one fell on the floor. It's lost to the ether. Well, at least until I sweep it up. All right, we're almost there. That one's on the floor. Make sure I don't step on it, because getting a staple to the foot would not be fun. Okay. I think I'm gonna readjust my channel point redeems too. And I'll do that later today as well. You know, it's a time for renewal. I know some of them don't really apply, or at least I'll get rid of the ones that don't apply anymore. Like I'll just mute them or put them in the background so that you can't access them. Like the ones for like Breath of the Wild, because I'm not currently playing Breath of the Wild on stream anymore. So there was one hidden behind this flap here. But the priority is getting OBS set back up the way that I had it. That is the priority, most definitely. I'm actually going to try something real quick here. Bear with me. I'm just going to see if it's going to make a... Oh, okay, I can't do that while stream is active. Okay, that's fine. For the webcam, I'm just going to see if dropping it to 30 frames per second actually makes it lag less. Because I think OBS, when it was taking count to like the stream quality, like when it calibrates itself for your internet specs and whatnot, I think it automatically went to 60 FPS because thankfully we have pretty solid internet. So. Come on. Here we go. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. All right, we're on the final stretch here. These staples. There we go. Just a few more. Mm-hmm.
This in the washer too, in the dryer too?
Oh yeah, that can go in the dryer. Thank you. That's just my wife asking if I wanted my coat in the dryer. Yo, Buddhabot, welcome in. It's been great so far. There's been a few things that we've had to fix up, but I mean that's what happens when you buy a new house. But no, it's been great. It's been great. How have you been? All right, so that should be all the. Mm-hmm. Yep. I missed a staple. We'll take care of that. There we go. Yes, I heard. I heard that you had that you got to fix your roof. Okay, so now we're gonna say goodbye to growth. Yeah, hopefully that's not like super. I mean, obviously it's costly, but hopefully it's not super costly. I I remember back in the day, I helped to fix my grandfather's roof. Um, like he wanted all new shingles on there. Luckily, found a guy to do it for much cheaper than 10,000. Going to be about 4. Oh, that's much better. Yes, much better. I'm glad. I'm glad. Okay, so where's my marker? There we go. Growth. You know what? I was gonna end, but might as well just do these last two. Might as well get these last two done. This is atomize, which means that the final last one should be smear. So I don't think we've done smear yet. Yeah, it's nice. It's an actual like, and not only just for streaming, but for like actual like art purposes too. It's nice. I do have to before the next stream. For the next stream, I do have to put some of these panels up because it is a little echoey in here, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Yes, it is much brighter. This is so there's a window right in front of me here, right? Like a big old window. It's like super wide, like about that tall or so, or maybe taller. But this big window. This is how bright it is with the shades closed. Because when they were open, everything was looking kind of washed out. So this is with the shades closed. So I'm very happy with how this looks, and I'm very happy that I don't have to uh, paint in our bedroom anymore, because that can be difficult to deal. Like if my wife wanted to go into the bedroom for any reason while I'm streaming or while I'm working, um, you can feel like you're interrupting something, and she's never interrupting anything. Like you know, she takes priority whether I'm streaming or doing artwork, or like if she needs something, she can come in. But you can feel more put upon if it's a shared space, right? Um, you can feel like you're imposing more when it's a shared space. But now we don't got to worry about that. May need to get blackout shades. Yeah, maybe I will down the line. Um, like I said, I actually do like the amount of light in here, and with the shades closed, like it's not too bad. Um, um, with the blinds open, it was a little bright in here, but not too bad. The biggest obstacle right now in terms of streaming and everything is like getting everything back in order with OBS because because I had to get a new computer because um, the old computer I guess just couldn't get fixed. They couldn't find parts for it, so I'm kind of starting everything from scratch. Like I said, I have everything, like all of the stream elements that I use, I have them all backed up. It's just a matter of like putting them back into OBS and creating all the scenes again and all that. You know, just got to do that. Sorry, I'm just checking something. Um, Sorry, I'm just texting someone back. There we go. I'm looking at streaming in a bit, but I have to wait for the nurse to come by and do her thing first. Hopefully it's soon. Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I hope so. Playing a game called RimWorld, also known as Warm Crimes, the game. With Twitch interaction. Ooh, that's fun. That's fun. Has anybody like really done anything egregious with the interaction while you've been playing? Not too bad yet. Oh, that's good. That's good. One guy likes to buy me a boatload of cats. Ooh. Well, I mean, hey, cats can be fun. So I keep having to nurture them or neuter them, but my doctors aren't always the best. So some well, that's a shame. War crimes the game. That's funny. There we go. We're getting there. We're almost done with this one. And then we got one more to do, and then I think I'm going to call it a stream. The game is basically a base builder where you get raided from the outside and weather can affect you, but it can be crazy. Ah, fair. Fair. Because, yeah, I hadn't heard of it before. Before I'd seen some people on stream on Twitch playing it. The weather effects and all that, are they like built in where like you can't change the settings, or can you like make them like less effective or more effective towards what you're doing? Because I remember in like Zoo Tycoon way back in the day, you could set the weather so that every once and again your zoo would get hit with a hurricane or something. Ah, it's built in. Okay, fair, fair. It may not have been Zoo Tycoon, but I think there was some game where like there could be like an active volcano eruption while you're playing. The worst is volcanic winter and toxic fallout. I imagine. Imagine that wouldn't be great. Can you imagine a combo of a volcanic winter and toxic fallout? I feel like I'd just give up then. Volcanic winter, you can be outside and do stuff, but crops don't really grow, so food is rough. Toxic fallout, you basically have to stay indoors, so unless you have hydroponics, you better have saved up food in the freezer. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you're kind of boned if you don't have any food stores in that situation, and you don't have, like you said, hydroponics or a way to grow food. And they last for a long time compared to other events. True, true. That makes sense. Because I mean, like fallout like lasts forever, and then like a volcanic winter, like those effects can take like in real life too. Those effects can linger for years, years and years. There we go. All right, so this is Atomize, and it's time for Atomize to say goodnight. Iceland is bracing for a big volcano eruption. Oh yeah, I heard about that. Yeah. Hopefully, it's not as big as they anticipate. But it can also be so hard to anticipate stuff like that because it's very unpredictable. I remember when I was a kid, one of my favorite movies. Well, still one of my favorite movies is um, Dante's Peak. I love Dante's Peak. It's so much better than Volcano. Like Volcano's a fine movie, but it's not nearly as good. All right, and we're on to the last one. Smear. Let me wrap this one up. Those old disaster movies were good. Yeah, well, I mean, my favorite of those old disaster movies is still Twister. I love Twister. But yeah, that whole era of movies, because you had like Deep Impact and Armageddon and Twister and Volcano and Dante's Peak. I think scientifically speaking, um, I think Dante's Peak was the most realistic, but here's the realism. I want to live in a world where tornadoes roar like lions. Yeah, it's a classic period for disaster films. I saw that Twister's getting a sequel. I don't know how I feel about it though, because how can you have a Twister sequel without Bill Paxton? Like, I don't. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I'll probably watch it, but you know what's funny? When I was a kid, it's one of those Mandela effect things. I swore that I saw a promo once for a Twister sequel where like Bill and Joe were like running down the middle of a street, like banging on windows, telling people that to like get underground because a tornado was coming right down like the main street. I swore I saw that like an interview with Helen Hunt, and she was talking about that movie, and they showed that clip. I swore that I saw that, and it would have been around like 1999 or 2000 or so. Um, but obviously, it doesn't exist. So I don't know if I dreamt that. I don't know if they were showing a clip where like they're banging on the windows of the drive-through in the first movie. Um, but I don't know why they'd be showing promo clips for a movie that at that point had been like 4 or 5 years old. Um, because typically talk shows don't do that, you know. But maybe I just dreamt it, and it was so real that I thought it was like I woke up and was like, oh, there's a new Twister movie coming out. Then it never came, but now there's the sequel coming. So, like, it might very well be a good movie, but it just won't be the same without Bill Paxton in it. Dreamt it because I wanted it. Yeah, probably. Probably. That was my favorite movie until Space Jam. I saw Space Jam, and all of a sudden I went from wanting to be a meteorologist to wanting to be a basketball player. And then I settled down, and eventually my favorite movie became The Shining, which is still my favorite movie. Good choice. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, no, I love The Shining. Obviously, it's my favorite movie, but I have a tradition where obviously I watch. I mean, Spaceballs is a classic. I my favorite bit in Spaceballs, and I mean this is a lot of people's favorite bits, but I love the fact that they got John Hurt to have an alien chest burster scene again. Like that's just amazing to me. Uh, and the fact that he's like, oh no, not again. Uh, Also, the combing the desert scene. I love that. He told us to comb the desert, so we're combing it. Found anything yet? Not yet, sir. How about you guys? Nothing yet, sir. What about you? With the Afro pick. We ain't found shit. That's a great movie. Um, but no, I have a tradition where obviously, like, I watch it more than just on my birthday, but because again, it's my favorite movie. I can watch this movie every single day. Um, but I have a tradition where I will watch The Shining on my birthday and have a piece of cake. You know, I usually do that after my wife falls asleep, um, and I'm like in another room because she does not like horror movies at all, and I respect that. So I don't try to like. She told me like straight up like early on in our relationship that she doesn't like horror movies at all, um, and I was like, okay, cool. Um, and then one of my friends said like, well, are you gonna try to like introduce her to them, like to try and get her comfortable? And I'm like, nope, nope, she doesn't like them. Uh, she doesn't make them. If she's uncomfortable with them, they scare her. I'm not going to subject her to that if she doesn't like them. I am perfectly fine. Like it's my favorite genre of movie, um, but I am perfectly fine in indulging in that genre alone, uh, because she doesn't like them. Yeah, getting to us to say we ain't found shit yet. I don't like new horror movies. Not a fan of jump scares, and that's kind of all they do now. True, true. There have been some diamonds in the rough, and the diamonds are really, really good. Like, like, I really liked Talk to Me. Talk to Me was Talk to Me was a twist on a genre that's been done before, like a trope that's been done before that I didn't see coming. Um, Talk to Me is really good. I'm really big fan of Hereditary and Midsummer. Of course, I like the Jordan Peele movies. I love Get Out. I love Us. I love Nope. And none of those films are really reliant on jump scares just for the sake of like scaring people. Um, Matter of fact, Nope, halfway through the movie, stops being so much a horror movie and more like a crazy like a western. Um, it's kind of a nice blending of two genres. Um, and there are a lot of films that rely too much on the jump scares, like especially like all the Conjuring sequels. I am a fan of jump scares if they're organic. Um, I'll take a good sci-fi or thriller mostly. That's fair. That's fair. Yep, there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, I jump scares just for the sake of jump scares can get tiresome because but there are some that are like genuinely good and actually like serve the purpose of the narrative. Oh, my battery's running low. Did I not plug in my computer? Oh. Hold on, everybody. I forgot to plug this in. Also, the music stopped for some reason. I'll have to fix that. Get out of the way, box. Okay. There we go. I just dropped a. I just sprayed WD-40 all over my shirt, accidentally. It's a good thing I like that smell. All right, what's going on with the music? What's going on here? There we go. That's weird. I put in that add-on to make sure that the music continually plays, but it didn't take unless I forgot to actually um, activate it, which that might be it. You really like war movies for some reason. Well, I war movies are good. I like a good war movie. What's your favorite war movie? Because I, for me, it's either Schindler's List or Schindler's List or um, Full Metal Jacket or well, I mean, Saving Private Ryan's a classic. Um, I also like All Quiet on the Western Front. Das Buddha is a good movie. Um, Platoon is a great movie. Deer Hunter. Deer Hunter is bleak as hell, but it's a good movie. Apocalypse Now. Really love Apocalypse Now. I really like that movie that Peter Jackson did where they restored the footage um, from, I think it was the Great War. I think it was World War One. But either way, like it's completely restored footage. I really liked that. Um, don't know if you can pick a favorite. That's fair. That's fair. All right, 3 staples left, unless I missed any. Then we'll fold this up and we will call it a stream. Because I got to get ready for our friends that are coming over. All right, there we go. Okay, we'll put this over here. And the final one of the 2x2s, we have Smear here. And we're going to say goodbye. Alright. Get this all situated. And just roll it up. Tape it up. And write the title on it. Smear. There's a good few recent ones: Fury, Greyhound, Redtail. I've heard good things about Redtails. I've heard good things about Redtails. I'll have to check that out. Okay, everybody. That, I think, is going to do it. It was a good hour and a half. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Let's see what's going on. Who's doing what? Okay, no one's really on doing anything. So I think we'll just call it a day without raiding out. We'll raid out next time. Say hi to the other half. I will. I will. I don't know if they're in here lurking, but Random Violet followed me 3 days ago. So thank you for the follow if you happen to be watching. So going forward, the schedule is going to be Wednesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. I'll be streaming, and then Sundays. Well, probably mostly Sundays, but might be a Saturday in there too if we have to switch it on the weekends. But it'll be a weekend stream, primarily Sundays. And we're probably going to go back to what we were doing before. Wednesdays will be Paper Mario 1,000 Year Door. We'll get back to that. Thursdays will be art, and the weekends will be Celeste and maybe some more art. But yeah, so hopefully we'll see you all on Wednesday. We'll get back to this. We'll be playing some Paper Mario as long as I get everything situated on here that I need. But yeah, thank you all for coming in. Again, Random Violet, thank you for the follow, and we will catch you all on the next one. It's good to be back. All right, take it easy, everybody, and thank you for tuning in.